What is going on YouTube? It is FlopFish here, and welcome back to another episode of Team Build Tuesday. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I figured with all the Team of the Years coming out, and tomorrow being the 23 and under Team of the Year, I do something a little bit different, and I do my CHL Team of the Year because the CHL season has wrapped up. So I decided to do one line for each league, like one forward line, one defense pairing for each league. And then also the fourth line, I kind of took the three best players that I thought kind of deserved the extra spots. But anyways, this is kind of the team I came up with. There's a few players that don't have hot cards that I would have put in here, but outside of that, this is what I have. So on the first line we have Christian Dvorak, Kevin LeBlanc, and Mitch Marner. They're by far the best OHL forwards this year as far as point production goes and just as far as overall team success goes. So pretty no-brainer combination up there, and so yeah, that's a pretty easy choice. And so onto the second line, we have Francis Perron, Pierre-Luc Dubois, and Connor Garland. Garland has put up like something like almost 300, and he put up like 350 shots this year, which is insane. It's like 100 more or so than like the next closest player. He put up a ton of points. He's easy inclusion into the team. Pierre-Luc Dubois, I chose him as center because he is a bit younger. He's actually draft eligible this year. I'd say I would take him like 4th overall personally. He's a very good player. He's strong on the puck. He put up a lot of points, put up a lot of shots, did really well this year, fully deserving of that. And finally, Perron just kind of had a really strong year as well. One of the top scorers, one of the better players in the league. So next up is the WHL, and this one is a little bit tough because there's some players that I wanted to include in here and some players that I didn't. But we have Harlock, Brooks, and Nolan Patrick. So the reason why I went with this combination here, because there are some players like Dryden Hunt who I would have liked to put in. But I think overall this is probably the best kind of forwards for my money this year, because again, Harlock did really well this year despite some limited action. He put up a lot of points. So did Brooks, and Nolan Patrick for being he's in his draft -1 year, so he's actually draft eligible next year. He's going to be one of the main names you're hearing about when people are talking about the NHL draft next year. But they all did really well this year, and I think with a guy on the fourth line who probably could be in here, but because he missed some games, I put him on the fourth line rather than here. Overall, it's probably, like, you can debate whether Dryden Hunt should be in this or not. He easily could, but I think overall this is the best line this year and the line that I would kind of roll with. And then so we're gonna get into the fourth line, and so I went with 2 WHLers and an OHLer. Dylan Strome had an insane year, really good. He improves the play of all of his teammates, and just overall an absolute monster out there. I'd put him on the top line. Actually, I could put him over LeBlanc, but I think he's just LeBlanc's just a little bit ahead of him, so he's sitting in on this fourth line with Matt Barzal and Braden Point. Braden Point actually it's the highest like primary points per game played out of all like WHLers who have played at least 40. He's had an insanely good year, and so again, very deserving of this spot. And same with Barzal. While his point totals may not be high, he's just an absolute force out there every single game. He's very creative with the puck, very good offensively, and I think he's kind of deserving of fitting onto this team. So there's the forwards. Again, we have Dvorak, LeBlanc, and Marner. We have Perron, Dubois, and Garland. We have Harlock, Brooks, and Patrick, and then we have Strome, Barzal, and Point. On the defensive side of things, and now this is a side that I kind of like, there's a few players that I would have rather had in the lineup for this team, but they just don't have cards. So we're starting off in the WHL. Now these are 2 guys that are fully deserving in Travis Sanheim and even Provorov. They're just the best defensemen in the WHL as far as my opinion goes this year, and they put up points. They're just good forces on both sides of the puck. I think they're both deserving. So there we go. And on to the second pairing, we have Vince Dunn and Kyle Wood. Now this pairing would actually be Mikhail Sergachev and Cam Dineen if they had hut cards, but neither one does, as far as like I searched for them and couldn't find them. So, and I have every bronze card. So we're gonna get Dunn and Wood in here. Wood is actually Deneen's defense pairing, and Dunn's just, you know, he was kind of as him or Rasmus Anderson, and I think I'd give Dunn a little bit of an edge over Anderson. I think I like Dunn a little bit more, but both are just really strong players, and you couldn't go wrong either way. Again, this would have been Sergachev and Deneen, who, by the way, are both draft eligible this year, but because they don't have hot cards, that we have to kind of settle for like second best there. And finally, the last pairing is Samuel Girard and Brouillard, Nicholas Brouillard. Both of them, again, have put up insane numbers offensively this year, and again, in a league like the QMJHL where offense is a pretty big deal, they're putting up a lot of goals, they're having good goal differential, all that fun stuff. Brouillard led the QMJHL in shots by a defenseman, but he is an overager, he is a 20-year-old, so he does have a bit of an advantage there. Girard's actually draft eligible this year too, so solid there. Now, our goaltenders are Mackenzie Blackwood and Carter Hart. If Griffin Outhouse was in the game, Griffin Outhouse would have been the starting goaltender, because despite only 27 games, he was rocking a .937 save percentage, which is pretty ridiculous. But overall, I think these are our two best options. Blackwood, and an honorable mention, like, it was either Blackwood or Tyler Parsons. Tyler Parsons, he plays for the London Knights. Unfortunately, wasn't in the game, and I think I'd give Blackwood a bit of an edge over him, again, just because Knights are probably, they're probably about the same team strength to me. But I think Blackwood's just a better goalie at this point in time. And again, Carter Hart just had an insane year for the Everett Silvertips, and he's actually draft eligible this year. So anyways, this is my CHL team of the year. If you guys want to see me play games with it, I'm going to be streaming it kind of like right around when this uploads. So about, I guess right now, if you want to head over to my Twitch channel, the link will be in the description below. I'll see you guys there, and I'll be playing games with this team for a little bit tonight. And yeah, anyways guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. So always, if you did, a like is very appreciated. Comment with who you think should make the team, or comment with an idea for a team build idea for next week. As always, take it easy, and I'll catch you guys on the flop side.